Happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for another episode of Goat Quest. He is the beer man, Thomas Edward Beer, former two-way NFL standout for your Detroit Lions.
Oh, I get better every day.
I am Joe Goff, Wayne State football alum, and with that and $5, I can get a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got a lot to talk about today. Happy holidays. Home for the holidays.
A little early.
I'm going to cheers, crack it. We haven't gone, these morning sessions haven't allowed us to get into the adult beverages.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you,
But there's good reason.
lots of good reasons. I have now developed like what I think is almost an allergy to alcohol.
Oh,
I'm at the point now where 2 drinks and I have intestinal issues, I have upset stomach, I have 3 drinks, forget about it. I'm useless the next day. Like I'm at the point where
it's a no-go.
Yeah, the 52-year-old metabolism, whatever has turned the corner here, makes me just reject it out of hand at this point.
Just wait till you're around your buds from college.
Can't do it.
No, you got something wrong. What's wrong?
Yeah, I can't. I can't do it for some reason.
Second somebody sees me from college, they're always, let's get a drink. We're doing a shot. What are we doing?
Yeah, shots. I've been off of that for a decade. But I've never had any issues. So this has been very hard for me to because I enjoy an adult beverage. And now something that I really enjoy has become almost intolerable.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
No, there's all types of studies that are out there that talk about how many people have quit drinking just because the benefits don't outweigh the
negative
or the detriments outweigh the benefits.
That's 100% for me. It's a really bad exchange of value now.
You need to pass that on to me.
Yeah,
some of that. Whatever you've got.
I'm doing that as we speak right now.
Okay.
But what is also intolerable is the coaching situation at the University of Michigan. Oh my goodness. So for those of you who've been living under a rock, you probably, even under the rock, you probably got slipped the news that the 39-year-old, which I couldn't believe, by the way, he's only 39 years old, means he got the job when he was 37, Sharon Moore, who has a plethora of nicknames now that rhyme with Sharon.
How old was the intern?
Oh, I mean, she's
21?
I think grad student, 22, 23. Yeah. Whose name we will leave out of this for obvious reasons. But the scenario that has unfolded has been that this was a long affair. This is moving into multiple years, that there was a long history of harassment within the affair. So none of this culminated in a atypical fashion. This was something that was building and that was a sustained bad actor scenario. And again, when I kind of take a step back, I want to hear your opinion of how this unfolded. But, breaking and entering, held over for court on the stalking, home invasion, the fact that he was of unstable mind, threatened to end his own life, multiple parties. I mean, the dramedy of this insane scenario is something that is hard to even get your mind around at the University of Michigan. But again, take a step back. 37 years old. I didn't realize that Sharon Moore was 37. What was Ward Manuel thinking, hiring a 37-year-old with 0 coaching experience?
I'd say it's Harbaugh. Harbaugh had to know. And he had to know all this stuff. He's still got people that work. I mean, you know what it's like when you're at college. You've got people, you got the equipment people, they know.
Kind of the same thing that you and I have talked about with Joe Paterno and Jerry Sandusky.
Yes.
That he had to know something was weird.
No question. I mean, did you ever see that Sandusky special? Did you watch the whole thing?
That makes
it's sickening.
It is. That's a stomach turner.
I mean, when skin is slapping in the shower.
Oh, disgusting.
Just absolutely disgusting. And nobody knew. Come on.
It really hard. And I was a big Joe Paterno fan. Really hard to design any framework by which any of those people.
But maybe that bleeds over a little bit into Michigan and why the AD didn't do anything. Maybe he was so deep that you say to yourself, I'm screwed if this goes sideways. I got to let it run. And if I
but it's always the cover up that gets you.
Yep. He would have, okay, he'd have been gone anyway.
I don't think so.
Oh really? If he would have reported it
immediately.
That it's going on. No. Well, immediately, maybe he didn't know.
Once you have the evidence, once credible evidence is brought forward, it's always the cover up that gets you.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
We talked about.
I mean, you're at Michigan. I mean, when a football coach is he's got 3 kids. He's married. Young kids married. I mean, I get it. I've seen guys lose their mind over women, right? I mean,
yeah. This is. This is not a story. That's new to America.
But you've seen somebody that
or the world,
or maybe that's not 35 years old. So right out of high school, they get to Wayne State. You see some guy that comes in there, falls in love with some girl, and can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Right? Just has never had his heart broke. Your first heartbreak is always the worst, right?
And
me and you now, we don't give a shit. I mean, we do. You care about your wife, but us like worrying about what people think and women and stuff like that.
I care way more about how she's going to, her opinion of things than I do about how it's going to affect. I could care less how people perceive me.
Me too. I could, because it doesn't matter. That's why. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know if there's a good way to do it. I mean, it would have been better if he would have let us know or let people know right when he found out.
The Harbaugh thing is, I want to double click on that.
Harbaugh for sure knew. Come on.
So you think he knew?
100%.
Because if he
didn't know when he was the coach, when he left, someone had to tell him.
And again, the theory is Harbaugh is at fault for the hire because he had to have endorsed it. He was the one that made Sharon Moore the interim coach during the moments when he had to step aside.
Yeah.
Obviously, Moore earned credibility by winning the games where he was the sideline head coach.
Yeah.
But that's Harbaugh's program, let's face it. Harbaugh did not leave him with a perfect situation. God knows, with all the controversy, the asterisks.
They were 9-3 this year, Joe.
The cheating scandal, though. So Sharon Moore was already not in a comfortable situation. Okay, so that's what makes this even more head-scratching. If you were handed this opportunity at 37 years old, if you weren't handed a perfectly comfortable scenario, you're on the hot seat kind of to begin with because of the lack of experience and some of the other things.
Yes.
How could you not purify the reputation side of it by staying out of these kinds of moral quagmires? Where was his thought process?
I say it to my buds all the time, and this is not politically correct the way I'm going to say it. But the things that males do
when they're thinking with the wrong organ,
when they're thinking with the wrong organ, or maybe just got to his head that he was the head coach and he thought that I could do anything in
bulletproof,
Michigan.
titanium.
Bulletproof, I can do whatever I want. I'm a black, young head coach that's winning. They're going to fire me? I don't know how you justify that, but that's all I can come up with. Why else would he do it with a wife and 3 kids right around the block?
And I know what you're saying. African-American head coaches have not gotten the same opportunities. So the fact that he got the opportunity and then was able to parlay that into winning seasons, I don't know if black or white matters in this situation. We've seen that, but again, historically.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, and historically.
Look at Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino, white coach.
Lane
the guy
Kiffin,
at Ohio
Lane
U,
Kiffin.
Smith at Ohio U, out just yesterday. Lane Kiffin, or Hugh Freeze, not Lane Kiffin.
But he was screwing around a little bit too. I think he got caught doing something, I thought.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to impugn Lane Kiffin. There's plenty of reasons to hate on Lane Kiffin, by the way. Leaving in the middle of the night and trying to determine how you're coaching or not coaching the team that you're exiting from. The audacity of that young man is a whole nother story. But Petrino, Hugh Freeze, but we go back in time, and I'm not trying to say that we were living in a simpler time. Barry Switzer married a grad student, right? Like, this isn't new. This has been happening in college football.
Oh, it's happening.
Co-eds
all
and
over.
coaches has been a thing. We're just now fast forward into an era, legitimately, where this kind of misogyny, sexism, authority figures enforcing their will on younger, impressionable females is not going to fly, and it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it does in every other aspect of our life. How many times you seen an old guy with money with a young girl? I mean, it's
money makes you look extraordinarily handsome.
Oh, there's no.
You didn't know that
question.
about how handsome I look when I've got.
The more money you make, the better looking you get. Oh, no question. There's no question. And women will say, "Oh, that's not true." It's true.
Well, even I think a lot of women do now. Kind of just. I think that there's a recognition that at a certain dollar figure, being able to provide a certain level of comfort creates massive value in a relationship.
Certain vacations that somebody wants to take, or they want to go here, or
and
whatever.
Again, Sharon Moore is in a position where he's making millions of dollars,
millions of bucks.
but it's a married man. What you do, I mean, I would never want to put culpability on an impressionable 22, 23-year-old, but this is a married man with 3 young children, and she knew that. I mean, there is a little bit of moral culpability on both sides of this. Way more culpability on Sharon Moore. Sharon Moore is definitely the one who deserves to carry the burden of guilt here.
But
it's an unfortunate situation both ways.
But also, too, if he's going over to her house and breaking in, meaning she wouldn't let him in, she already knew she had him. She's probably known for a year that she's had him. So... You know what it's like when you're seeing somebody and you're not into it as much as they are in a relationship.
So you think there's a blackmail scenario where she was going to go forward and he was, I mean,
I think so.
All these rumors have been out there.
I think so.
That's why he was threatening to kill himself because she was going to ruin his life.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that. It makes sense. She didn't want him there. He busted in, grabbed a butter knife and threatened to slit her throat, whatever that was.
It's just such a...
It's a tragedy. It's horrible.
Okay, so...
Embarrassing.
Let's say Harbaugh's got some blame in this. Let's say that
Very
Sharon
little.
Moore
very little.
Is unfortunately unstable. The one that's the biggest victim here is his poor wife and young children who don't deserve any of this. I mean, they are the worst end of this spectrum. But okay, who replaces Sharon Moore at the University of Michigan? Because it's got to be someone beyond reproach when it comes to the character and morality clause.
That's tough. So anybody bring in someone like Brian Kelly, and you say he's got all kinds of fleas on him. So I know, and he's from Michigan, and I know him.
The wrongful death of putting a young man on a 20-foot tower that blew over and killed him at Notre Dame, for one. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the Brian Kelly list of things that are, and I'm not saying that was his fault, but the list of things that Robert Saleh and LaFleur, when they were coaching with him at Central Michigan, the whole making him park cars at events at his house. I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff on Brian Kelly that doesn't twist well in the wind.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Same thing with John Gruden.
Oh, any guy that's been in this business and that's in their 60s or 50s has got lots of stuff.
Okay, so it's going to be younger. Putting it into the younger category, the name that comes up the most as far as everyone agreeing that it's a solid hire, unanimous contention, is Kalen DeBoer, Alabama's coach.
Okay.
Pick that apart for me. Why would you leave Alabama?
Money?
And he's a Midwest guy, coached at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
So he's got some Midwest.
Believe me,
he's been a Midwest guy.
Michigan is not a state that you're dying to come back to normally.
I don't know.
You just aren't.
There's a lot to look forward to in the 4-season winter wonderland of Michigan.
How many times have you heard somebody say, "Boy, I'm so happy to be back in this lovely weather of Michigan"?
It's
freezing cold and it's hot as shit in the summer.
I love it.
You do?
I do. I love Michigan. I love the seasons change. I love the Great Lakes.
Have you been to L.A.?
I've been to. So I was just in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
You know, I told you I got the cards. Interesting side note: the Graduate Hotels, and I'm giving a plug now for Hilton's Graduate Hotels. They actually put their famous athletes. I don't know if maybe one of our audience will tell me that this happens everywhere. They take like the old student IDs of their famous athletes and put them on the keys at the hotel. So I got Rob Gronkowski and Andre Iguodala, right?
I did see them.
Yes. You verified that.
Yeah.
So yeah, what would make me want to be in Michigan versus that? I don't want the irrepressible heat, right? Like you get in California, I got to worry about wildfires and earthquakes and all kinds of funky seismic bullshit.
That's all you have to worry about?
I'm just
How
saying,
about the
that's
people?
a big worry. Yeah, not to mention, I got to live with Californians, right?
And you got to pay another 10% tax.
Hey, dude, you can go on the 405 and cut over in Santa Monica.
Yeah, that's our buddy
dude.
Victor. You ever notice that too? If you're ever out there, Victor's got answers to everything. Right, you just take the 405, man. You know, there's a 5-lane traffic. You know, you get on the 405 and you get off here. And I'm like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Quit telling me where to go. I got
Pacific
navigation.
Coast Highway, man.
But I don't know, DeBoer.
Give me the DeBoer.
I don't have a whole lot of information.
Is it the heat in the kitchen? Because it gets hot in the kitchen down there in Alabama. You lose one game and everybody wants to throw you off the bus.
That's every top program, though, Joe. That's not just more Alabama than
anywhere else.
But
and by the way, he's done pretty damn well there, and they're still trying to compare him to Saban. So maybe he's just going to flip him the bird. Like, hey, look, if I got to live under the Nick Saban shadow for the rest of my life, no, thank you.
I don't know. Or do you get some young guy that's more into the NIL? I mean, you definitely can't get like a Dabo Sweeney that says we're not doing any of that NIL shit.
And he's bent a little bit, but to your point.
But you can't do that.
No.
You can't do that nowadays. That's the game that's being played today. So if you don't want to play the game that's being played,
right.
I get it. You're going to be shitty. And they were shitty this year.
So Dillingham is the name that comes up as the young coach who knows how to play the NIL recruiting game.
Yeah.
Here's my knock on Dillingham. Done a great job with this Arizona State program. Put them back on the map, created legitimacy throughout. The problem I have with Dillingham, he was an ASU guy, heart and soul. Grew up in Scottsdale, Arizona. Went to Arizona State. Was a grad assistant at Arizona State. Comes back conquering hero at Arizona State. So he authentically can come into the living room and pitch Arizona State. He bleeds it.
So you got to have a
Is he going to be able to do
guy?
that? Well, I'm just saying, is he going to be able to do that? Is that authenticity going to translate
hey.
to the Big Ten?
I just figured out someone.
Oh, we just had a moment? You had a thought, an epiphany?
Tyrone Wheatley.
Oh,
He went to Michigan.
We get Tyrone Wheatley to move over from his 0-win season?
No question. And he'd be perfect. No expectations. Everybody will love him. He doesn't go to practice.
There's a heat check on that one.
I mean, so
I like where your head's at.
No, he'd let the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator really run the game, right? And he'd have nothing to do with
Run the program.
Run the program, yeah. And,
entirely.
and he could
100%.
He could just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talk to the media.
Get some boat drinks.
Yeah.
Like what was the Tyler Rose? Earl Campbell just set up an umbrella in the end zone during practice and chill out on a lounge chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we got that one.
No, I honestly, I have no idea. I think it's going to be someone that we're not even talking about. And I don't know how you get to that person. But
I heard they're outreaching to Jeff Brom, Louisville's coach, former Purdue guy, came out of the Big Ten.
Okay.
We've heard Eli Drinkowitz, the Missouri coach, who was the 2023 SEC Coach of the Year. His name is on these lists. Minter, who's the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, with Harbaugh, former defensive coordinator at Michigan. So there's names that are coming up that make sense. None of them pop off the screen at me, though, the way Kalen DeBoer does.
Yeah.
So I think if Oklahoma beats him, please let there be light in Owen Field and in Oklahoma City, Norman, Oklahoma, I should say. But if Oklahoma can beat Alabama, I think that Kalen DeBoer is Michigan's next head coach.
Okay.
If Alabama wins, I think the whole thing is thrown into disarray again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. God. Yeah, I mean, there's even guys in the NFL that maybe would come back and coach Michigan. No question.
For sure.
A lot of defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators in the NFL they could get.
I'm sure that are lobbying and throwing their hat.
Sure. For the Michigan job, yeah.
So Michigan State went exactly the opposite route.
Love it.
You love it.
Love it.
But it goes against
old school.
But it goes against your theory on NIL. He's never even coached in the NIL era.
No. But
we're talking about Pat Fitzgerald, former Northwestern coach.
He's going to get the best out of the players, that's for sure.
He was a Northwestern player.
Yeah, what was the reason he got fired? What was it? Do you remember?
They had the whole unionizing thing going on with the players
so
there.
So it was just a disagreement with Northwestern, kind of?
There was a lot of controversy within the program, the players revolting, him trying to put down the uprising of the player unionization, which by the way, fast forward to now with the NIL, I mean,
it pretty much is player unionization.
Doesn't seem like he was on the right side of that one as far as progress is concerned.
No, but neither's Nick Saban. Doesn't mean he's a bad coach.
I like Fitzgerald. Obviously,
what's not to like?
I'm an old school guy. I think.
Why? Give me a reason you wouldn't like Fitzgerald. Just because he's not an NIL expert?
Is he going to be able to recruit the next generation of football player that has their hand out and wants to get paid?
All the old school guys that I know that are in hockey, that are in football, they've all changed. Everybody changes. You have to. Especially in hockey. Used to be old school.
There's no X in the word especially. Especially is not a...
Is that what I said?
It's not a flipping word.
Is that what I said?
All right. It's especially. God damn it,
Did
Tom
I say
Beer.
especially?
You said especially.
Yeah, I
think I do. You got to get that out of the...
It's from the thumb. I can't. It's ingrained. I can't do it.
It's from the Bella Vista. It came
much.
right. People who were born
from Caseville Beach. I learned it on Caseville
within a
Beach.
10-mile radius of the BV.
Yeah.
Automatically get that.
Yeah, you get some shit up there. You
Little
can't.
Michigander
what do you
flavor.
think? You can get rid of that?
No,
you can't get rid of.
You can't get rid of that.
No.
If we're fast forwarding over to the NFL, right? We've kind of resolved some coaching. We're going into the college football playoff. We all know that that's on the horizon. We talked about in prior episodes what a shit show the bowl games are in the NIL era. I think I saw Prabula, the quarterback at Missouri's going into the portal. He's not even playing in the bowl game. Another quarterback out. That's a shit. So let's move over to where everybody knew that they were getting paid on day one. The NFL, the Shield, the National Football League. Your Detroit Lions have a very tough road ahead of them to navigate a playoff berth. What do you think their chances are, and do you still hold out hope?
I think it's going to be tough. I mean, players are starting, you know what it's like when you're on a team and players start bitching. And Lions really haven't been bitching too much about other teams, play and coverages and playing your own game. And once you start hearing that, normally it gets worse, doesn't get better. So we'll see. It's going to be a tough road. We just have too many injuries.
The entire defensive backfield. I mean, you just can't. In today's NFL, with the teams and the offensive coordinators, you're not in a situation where people are going to ground and pound you. You're in a situation where people are going to spread you out and find your weaknesses.
Yeah.
And when you can't field quality safeties or corners, it's just too much.
And
you got to have one or the other.
And when your starting corners start doing their own things, right?
Yeah.
Not playing the defense that's called or not covering their area in the field.
And what is the detail there? Have you heard a rumor that
I heard
that we can release publicly?
I don't think I have. But
because the only player on the field with any starting experience in the defensive backfield has been Amik Robertson.
No, the other DB we got from
Reed. Yeah, but
actually, I heard the bitching is about Reed.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's very
him just doing his own thing.
Yeah, and it's very obvious out there that he's in some situations.
Do you see
clueless.
Do you see the linebackers running? And they're looking like, "Where's my cornerback?"
Yeah.
And he's He's in his zone.
Yeah.
And he's in the end zone with his player.
Yes.
I saw that a couple times.
Yeah, and
with Anzalone. And he's the one that was bitching.
And I think Amik Robertson is a great football player.
I do too.
But he's built for the nickelback, right? I mean, that's where he could excel. So do I think he could play safety on the regular? Absolutely. But when you lose Brian Branch
Yeah.
and Arnold, Joseph, etc.
Dude, Joseph, I think, is more important, even better than Branch. Branch comes up and hits. Don't get me wrong. He's a great football player.
Branch is the tone setter.
Kirby Joseph, the plays he makes, he's just gifted.
And where it really shows is the only thing you can do to try to balance that is put massive heat on the quarterback.
And we can't do it.
And we haven't been able to do that.
No, we can't
We don't. Muhammad has had a much better year.
Yeah.
But we don't have a second threat. And Aiden Hutchinson, quite frankly, when he goes up against the elite tackles, which is what they're trying to do to him, right?
Gets shut down.
He does not come up with the best performances.
It's difficult. I mean, his effort, his hustle, his leadership, all that stuff is amazing. But you're right, though. When he plays against the best tackles, it's just a fact. He doesn't do much.
No. When he has the upper hand on you athletically, because of his engine, because he's got so much passion in the engine, he will dominate a mid-level player or a suspect player. But when he goes against best of best, when it's one-on-ones, best against best, he struggles.
I would agree. And the other ones in the league, the other players in the league, they don't struggle against the best of the best. They beat the best.
That's,
I
would have mortgaged the house for Myles Garrett. I would have done, and look what he's doing. Just wasting. The Cleveland Browns are going to waste completely the greatest pass rushing season in the history of the NFL, because he's going to slaughter all the record. This year, these next few games, you're going to see him maybe have 5, 6, 7 sacks more than the record.
Is good defense that important in the NFL? Look at the stats and say to yourself, if you look at the top 10 defenses in the NFL, and you say to yourself, how important are those defenses to them winning games? It's just an offensive league now.
Well, I mean, very recently, right? I mean, I do think you're right, but I think it's just the last couple of years before defenses. I mean, the entire Patriots era is really great defense with timely offense and very accurate passing from Tom
Brady.
But Tom Brady, I mean, look at, statistically, Drew Brees outperformed him almost every year.
I guess you just have to be complimentary, right? I mean, that's really all it is complimentary. When there's a pick, you need defense to come in and stop them. You need special teams to pick it up when sometimes I look at it and I can't put a finger on anything.
I still think defense wins playoff games, especially.
I think it used to.
But in these last few years, there's just been so many injuries. The injury bug. And I don't know, I know that people are talking about the turf in the fields.
Yeah.
And these outdoor games have been what's getting them.
Yeah.
It's the outdoor games where Mahomes goes down and Micah Parsons goes down.
We played on that shit. When it's snowy out and it's muddy, you liked it.
I loved it.
You liked it, but
I was much more prone to having issues on turf than on natural grass.
I had issues on natural grass when it was snowing. I played at Hillsdale.
Yeah, and it's the cleat length, right?
Yeah,
you get stuck.
I think it was, but I don't know.
I guess I take that back. My one MCL was on the natural grass of Tom Adams Field, and we talk. That reset. Tom Adams Field resets us for a second, right? Like you
used to be mounded.
You and I went through a situation right at the end of our careers when Brian Van Gorder left Wayne State. Mm-hmm. He chose his successor. Yeah. Similar to how Harbaugh kind of chose his successor. Never ends up working out very well, does it?
Hold on, though. So we can't think of one that's worked out where a head coach chose a successor, or or at least had an opinion on it.
Chose the successor from his staff.
Okay, Nick Saban never had to, because he never had to. So
No, the Bobby Williams at Michigan State certainly didn't work out because
Yeah.
that's when he left Michigan State. That's who he left it to.
That's true.
That didn't last very long.
That's true.
I mean, I'm trying to go through them and think like,
You just need fresh meat, huh? You just need new blood.
who was the coordinator that was able to figure it out? Did no? Vrabel moved on and got the Titans job. Boy, what a job he's doing with the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, for those of you who have not seen the New England Patriots, I thought, oh, it's an aberration. It's a weak schedule, right? And this schedule thing we do need to talk about in the NFL because the Lions have fallen ill to a very difficult schedule.
Is it because of the NFC North? I mean, I get outside
No.
of the North. Outside of the North.
They weight when you're a winning team, they weight your schedule more difficult. This is a fact.
Yeah, but God, then you're picking who's going to be good the next year. We have no idea.
I mean,
Anybody see Chicago coming?
It's part of the NFL's design for parity. They don't want the weaker teams to go into buzzsaw schedules, right?
Yeah.
And you're seeing it benefit teams right now like the Chicago Bears and you look at the teams non-conference that weren't that the Chicago Bears played. I mean, and the Bears look great too.
Yeah.
Right. So I find it hard to discount what Ben Johnson has done. I think he's coach of the year or it's Mike Vrabel. But look at Jacksonville. Like these teams look at Carolina. These teams came out of nowhere. They were left for dead as organizations.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, then you look back. Is player personnel and front office that important? Is drafting the right players that important? I don't know. Then we get into all kinds of shit. But, I mean, look at the number one pick of the Patriots, the running back from Ohio State. It's a stud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Absolute stud. He would be a starter.
Travion
He may even
Henderson.
he may even be a starter on the Lions. No, he wouldn't be a starter on the Lions. But picks and look at our first round pick, Tyleik Williams. I've watched him the last couple of games. He's useless. He does nothing. He doesn't push the pocket. He doesn't push any linemen back. Doesn't make. I don't even know why they play him. But anyway, he was our first round pick. You can't have a first round pick not play nowadays.
No.
You really got to have them produce, not just play.
And the Terrion Arnold versus Cooper DeJean looks worse and worse every minute. You had Cooper DeJean on the board. He's going to be a lifetime Pro Bowler. And Terrion Arnold looks fragile and maybe has potential.
Yeah, we're getting way off base, but just trying to
I want to
figure it out a little bit.
When I look at the schedules, I see the teams that have risen from the ashes having very suspect schedules. They got some momentum. They learned how to win, and now they're a buzzsaw. These teams are buzzsaws. Denver Broncos always had a great defense, but now Bo Nix is playing with some confidence.
Yeah.
This kid, Drake May in New England, doesn't have very many weapons. Travion Henderson, though, is explosive.
Yeah.
The defense is playing great. Mike Vrabel as the coach. I mean, these teams, Ben Johnson is going to be coach of the year. If Chicago can win out, I mean, you're talking about – now here's the question. In the NFC North, can Green Bay maintain with now losing Tucker Kraft, who's been out for a couple weeks, but now losing Micah Parsons, the anchor of the defense?
I think so. If their quarterback keeps playing like he's playing, yes.
But he's been up and down.
He's been up and down.
He can't be on the bottom of the roller coaster.
Well, they're all up and down. Look at Jared Goff. He's up and down. They're all up and down.
I don't think you can blame any of the Lions. Jared Goff had a couple of bad games.
Oh, no.
A couple.
No, he's a great player.
Other than that.
No, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. But
I know people want him to be perfect, but he's pretty damn good.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. You know,
I think it's offensive coordination. I think I've talked about Dan Campbell's hallucinatory game management sometimes, but the offensive coordination, they give up on the run game way too soon.
They did last game.
And
yes.
they have completely underutilized David Montgomery. They fall in love with Jahmyr Gibbs, and they make sure Gibbs gets fed. But sometimes in some games, the plugger, the pounder, the
Yeah.
David Montgomerys of the world are the right choice, and he needs to get 20 carries in some of these games.
Yeah. And how do you decide which game that is, Joe?
That's what a great offensive coordinator can do. That's what Ben Johnson had the feel for. Ben Johnson could run the rock on 3rd and 8 and get the 12-yard burst. That's not happening with those.
But when you have Ragnow and you have a healthy offensive line, which we did,
Fair
we
point.
do not.
Fair point.
We do not have the same offensive line. And
That's true.
Actually, that colon is absolutely horrible.
I would have loved, God, if Frank Ragnow could have passed that physical and been ready to play.
So he's done. That's it.
Yeah.
Done forever.
I think that's it.
maybe next year, if he wanted to come back, maybe he could if he passes physical. But
I think that's it. All right, so we know that the Lions have a tough uphill battle. They got the Steelers. It's again, and then we'll go into Christmas, and we'll be trying to figure out whether or not they've got a shot at it. We'll see. There's a lot of teams with a lot to play for down the stretch, so it's going to get very interesting in the National Football League. Prayers go out to the Lions defensive backfield because one more guy and they're going to be pulling people off the street again like they were last year.
A couple times I was watching the game and I didn't know who was playing.
They're going to be pulling people out of the bleachers. So we move on to the Detroit Red Wings. First place.
Yes.
And how about the Pistons? What place are they in?
Are they in first too?
First place?
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do? What's happening in America?
I don't know. The city of Detroit not having 3 losers.
So the Detroit Red Wings are 1 point ahead of the Canadiens in the Atlantic Division. The Hurricanes are the class of the entire group, but the Red Wings are right there. They're in the fight here.
Yeah.
Steve Eisman figure it out? Is the Iser plan coming to fruition?
I don't think so. Not yet.
You're giving it no standing.
I'm giving it no standing. Yeah, we're what, halfway through the season? We're actually halfway around Super Bowl. No, but they're playing well. The goalies are playing well. They're winning games.
I love that they're bringing up the young kids and that the young kids are contributing. The one thing that I will say about the Red Wings, and hopefully they can sustain this, they have not been deep enough to handle injuries in the past. So they've had good starts. A couple of injuries, things turn sideways. I do think that McClellan and this coaching staff has a better handle on that. Hopefully they've accentuated the depth and they can suffer through and soldier on when the injury bug comes up, because it always comes up. It's inevitable.
Sure.
You don't go through a season unscathed. But the Red Wings look better prepared to challenge for a playoff, in my opinion, than they have in years past.
I think so too.
I don't think this is a mirage.
No, I don't think so either.
What about the Pistons? Is that a mirage? Because they're sitting atop the Eastern Division, game and a half ahead of the dreaded Knicks that expunged them from the playoff map last year.
I don't think it is a mirage. I think you've got to have a player that can score when they have to. With Cade Cunningham, they have that. You've got to have someone that's that good. You've got to have a big man down low. We've got Duran down low. We've got to have some guys that can shoot threes. Yeah, we got to have some guys that can shoot threes. Yeah, we got an enforcer. And they're playing complementary basketball.
Complementary.
Did I say that wrong too?
So you like, because this is what no, you're fine with that. Complementary.
Yeah.
The defensive end of the floor does still worry me. I do think that we're thuggish, which I like, right? We have that enforcer, but I do think we take some dumb fouls in situations and put people on the foul line too easily.
Isn't that the NBA? I mean, I like it. I like the style. It's kind of grown on me.
It didn't bode well for us against the Knicks. They got to the foul line too much in big situations.
Yeah, they always say get to the foul line. It's the easiest points you'll get.
Because the Knicks are the team. I mean, the Celtics. The Celtics look like that program is.
Yeah.
Organization is in disarray. I think this ownership thing hit them a little harder than they thought it was going to. They still have the talent, obviously. The Toronto Raptors, I think that might be an aberration in the top of the heap.
I like Houston.
You like Houston.
I do.
You like Houston to rise up from the 5 spot that they're in right now.
I do.
LeBron James started out the season strong. Wemby is back healthy, so hopefully he can keep the Spurs in the mix. But I think that the Thunder on the Western side.
Oh, there's no question.
Do you think they're going to break the record? Is this going to be the greatest team in the history of regular season basketball?
Yeah, they sure look like it.
25-2.
Yeah, no one can stop them. They just score when they want to. They do whatever they want.
They just play as a team. Did you know that in this run, I don't think, maybe one game, I don't think they've ever had the starting 5 that was in the championship series because of injuries. They've done this 25-2 without that starting 5.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is a locomotive on the tracks in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it can fall off the tracks too. You know what I mean? When you're hitting your threes and rebounding, it's momentum.
All the bullshit, though, that we hear about salary cap and the big money and you can buy it. This is a mid-market, almost newly minted. I mean, I know that it's not a brand new expansion team, but
in basketball,
how does Oklahoma City do it?
Because in basketball, they all have the same amount of money.
They do, but
they don't.
Is Oklahoma City attractive? They don't have.
No. Have you ever been there?
Oh, yeah, of course I've been to Oklahoma City.
Never been there.
I'm a huge Oklahoma fan. Norman is right next to Oklahoma City.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, you got to get with it. And Oklahoma City is a great little town, by the way.
Oklahoma fan, you did.
It is a great little town. They've got a little meandering waterway thing. Like people don't think.
I've never been to Oklahoma in my life.
Okay, well it's
maybe
nice.
I don't even think I've driven through it. No, I haven't.
Oklahoma City is great. So the Thunder don't have the ability to get people incentives like promotional opportunities. The advertising opportunities are not there.
Sometimes it's karma. Who knows? Sometimes players come together. I mean, who would have ever picked their point guard?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
Well, he was a Kentucky stud.
I know. He was a good player.
That's a lottery pick.
But
they got a lot of those guys.
He's probably one of the best players in the NBA.
I mean,
so he didn't look like that in college. He was good.
Well, he didn't. These cup of coffee that people have in college, with Calipari when he was running Kentucky too, when he had 5 of those guys. There's only one basketball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got 5 of those McDonald's All-Americans. You don't get a chance to shine the way you used to in a Patrick Ewing Georgetown situation
on an NBA team. So you can shine more on an NBA. And there's a lot of guys too. It fits their style more of a one-on-one sport, especially than college. But nobody plays zone.
No. So we got to get to our best of. What's our GOAT list, Tom?
Our GOAT list.
What is our Mount Rushmore GOAT list today?
Let's see.
Wasn't it upsets?
Yeah, it was upsets. My I got like kind of a top 10.
Let me hear it.
Couple of them I don't even know.
Let me hear it because I got to jump on a call.
I know you do. The Super Bowl that Namath played in 1969 when he called it out and they won.
Oh, the 1969 New York Jets Super Bowl. Super Bowl 3.
Yep.
That's what you're going to go with.
Yep, that's probably like my top 5. The Giants when they beat the Patriots when they were 18-0 in the Super Bowl.
One.
They 17-14 thriller.
The Amazing Mets also 1969 when they came back to win the World Series. Tom Seaver.
I wouldn't know that.
Yeah,
that was when I was born.
Yeah, it's another big one.
That's a good one. And obviously, my number 1's A Miracle on Ice in 1980. I remember watching it.
A great one. The Russians.
At home.
The CCCP goes down.
Back when you had 3 stations.
Yes.
And it actually happened to be on one of the stations that we had.
An amazing, amazing upset. This one is going to hurt Michiganders. I still think one of the greatest upsets of all time was Appalachian State coming into Michigan Stadium. And beating the Wolverines.
That was awesome.
A glorified Division II team coming in and beating.
They were Division I.
1AA. They were 1AA.
1AA.
They were FCS back then.
Wow.
So that's what we got. We'll give you more GOAT Quest lists on the website. Go to the website. Check out the podcast on previous episodes, Spotify, YouTube. If you actually want to see us, you can see the the Kronk hat that I'm wearing in honor of Hunter Lee, the great new Kronk fighter. Paul Body and John Lepak are going to be joining us again here in the future as Kronk Gym reopens in downtown Detroit. The illustrious career of Emmanuel Stewart, 41 world champions, all on display down there. So if you haven't had a chance to see the new Kronk Gym down at the old Brewster Wheeler Center in Detroit, take a look, go online, buy the merch. Buy the Kronk merch. I'm wearing the hat right now. I've got the jacket, the varsity jacket. If you're a real Detroiter, you got to get some Kronk Gym swag.
A Kronk varsity jacket.
I got a Kronk varsity jacket, and it's dope on a rope.
It fits.
Of course it does. I'm strong like bull. All right, Tom Beer, cheers to you.
Cheers to
God
you.
bless you. Go out there, ladies and gentlemen, and be the GOAT at whatever it is that you're doing today.